All right, first, here we go. Let's get into it. Roland Galaxias. Galaxias, however you pronounce it. It's a beast, man. It's with the Roland Cloud subscription. You can honestly use it for free 99 for 30 days. What is it? It's a super virtual instrument they came up with. Everything that they can't do on the hardware, I got the System 8 myself, man. Like, this thing has got me wanting to get rid of it. So what is it? It's a 4-layer VST that's basically got every sound that Roland has ever made in it. From the JVs to the Junos to the Jupiters to the TRs, everything is in it. It's 4 layers. What's dope about it is you can layer 4 things, or you can input MIDI to use as 4 different instruments the way I'm using it. Because I'm not a player or anything, so I'm not using it live. I'm only using it like in a studio setting. So I'm using it basically like open up the instrument inside of Ableton, open up 4 MIDI tracks, then I got access to using 4 different layers, just the same way I use Omnisphere, same way I use Contact. So that's dope that they gave us an instrument, because basically all the instruments are inside of the Roland Cloud already. If you're a subscriber to the Roland Cloud, I don't really think you're gonna really get too much more than what you got already. It's a bonus because you already got it, so you just gonna get a new dope instrument to house all this stuff in. But what's cool is they put the whole Roland Cloud inside of there, because you got all the classics, like I say, Jupiters, Junos, TRs, XVs, JVs, everything is in there, plus the System 8, plus the Xenology thing. I use those sometimes, but I don't use them that much. I've been a Roland Cloud subscriber for like 2 years now, so it's not gonna cost me anything. But like I say, it's if you don't have Roland Cloud, it's $20 a month. It's definitely worth it, because $20 a month is $240 a year to have all the Roland sounds. The only thing I didn't like in the past is, you heard me say I'm a 2-year subscriber, because I had it before, but we needed these M1 chips to run that thing, man, because I didn't have the fastest, best computer, and that was always the knock on Roland Cloud. All those instruments are a hog, and that's what makes this one dope, because instead of you having to open up 4 of those instruments separately, you just open up one Galaxias, and now you got 4 layers. Back to the Galaxias specifically, what makes the Galaxias dope, on top of it being all the Roland sounds, I think it's like 22,000 sounds they say in total. What makes it dope on top of that is the fact that the layer part. So when you layer all 4, you can actually just layer them all straight, or you can create splits. So if you're the type of dude that got 88 key keyboard, you play live, you can literally cut it down to like the 4 layers, what you want to play, or you can overlap them. It's nice, man. What you can do. Also, it's 16 macros you can make presets and save. They call them scenes, the little 4 layers, whatever you create, they call them scenes. So you can have up to 16 macros. So if you got a MIDI controller, let's say a Novation or something like that, not the I forgot which one, the SL, I think, the one with all the knobs and the faders, you can actually map stuff to everything. Save it as a preset on the keyboard, boom, open it up. Anytime you open up a Galaxias with that scene, then all those little things you map to be there. What also makes it dope, it's 2 effects per layer. So you can put 2 effects on each layer, and it's 2 global effects. So obviously most people are gonna use reverb and delay for those global effects, but you can put all the different effects from Roland and Boss that they got inside of the Roland Cloud, they got inside of this Galaxias. So the Juno chorus, the Boss distortion, like stuff like that. Like you can put it on top of these synthesizers, which is nuts. It's an A1 in my opinion. Like, it's an A1. I'm glad I got a computer now with the Pro chips and the Max chips we got with these Macs, that we can actually run it. I ran it in Ableton. Everybody know my gripes about Ableton. Ableton is one of the worst DAWs when it comes to CPU anyway. So I'm running it in Ableton with no problem, so it's all good. And let me preface that it's the worst DAW. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just the worst performing out of all of them. Cause like I throw it on and it may go up to like 20%. It wouldn't do that in Pro Tools. One plugin would not take 20% of the processing power. So that's what I mean. But yeah, The Galaxias is nice, man. I couldn't even pronounce it at first. I was like, Galaxia, what is this? What is this? When I got the email saying it had came out. So I was happy, downloaded it, and I've been blown away. I've been using it for about a week now. Yeah, and it's honestly got me thinking twice about my System 8 because I probably made a mistake when I bought that System 8. I sold 2 classics in great condition because I'm like, man, this System 8 is gonna give them all of them in now, and it don't feel good. It don't feel like I'm using a synth. It feel like I'm using a plug-in. System 8 has got too much going on. It feels like I'm using a plug-in. So I wish I would have this synth. If this synth would have came out this time last year, I wouldn't have made that mistake because I sold them around like Christmas time, man, last year. And end up copping a System 8 thinking I was like, okay, now I got access to the rolling sounds. And whoever had the System 8 before me had like 4 rolling joints in there. They had the Juno 106, Juno 60 in there, the Jupiter 8 in there, the SH 101 in there, and the regular System 8 was in there. So I was like, man, because I got a SH09. I had a SH, well, I got a SH09. The Juno 106, which was the HS60, which is the home version of the Juno 106, and I had a JX3P that I really didn't use that much because it's aggravating programming that thing without the controller. If you got a JX3P, get yourself that controller, man. It's $600-700, but you're gonna really be happy with it. Because I think if I would have had it, I would have kept it. So I felt like getting rid of those 2, and getting a System 8 was an upgrade. Until I got them, it was like, man, this don't really give me the same feel. Only thing it did do, using the virtual things, I will say, if you got a Juno that you haven't changed the chorus chips in, yes, because my chorus chips was old and noisy. My voice chips were good, but my chorus chips were noisy, like bad. Like I gotta like mute it when I'm not using it. It was bad. So that's part of the reason, I guess. But this thing makes me want to get rid of my System 8 now, because the System 8 always felt like a plug-in to me. It didn't feel like a synth. So, because it's just too much going on in it, man. Like, it's not the greatest like graphical interface. Like the way you just like use it and search through things is not the best. It's cool. So I believe that this Galaxias is gonna make me like get rid of that joint, because I want a Jupiter 4. I'm probably gonna get rid of it and put some other stuff together, because a Jupiter, I don't think like a plug-in can like give you like what a Jupiter 4, like a Juno 60 give you in real life. It's just the feel of them. So I think I'm gonna get a Jupiter 4 eventually, but this Galaxia is gonna hold me over, man, because like I say, it's got all the sounds in it. The TR, like they all authentic. It like you can, like I went back and forth with my System 8. It's the same sounds, man. Like, so I'm not gonna be missing anything getting rid of my System 8 with the sounds in it. Yeah, it sounds good. Like I say, it's cold, because also too, it's like an ARP and a little sequencer in it too, so you can use it standalone without having a DAW. That's what's cold too. So I'm envisioning a little project. My Mac Mini is kind of old, and I need more processing power, so I'm upgrading my computer. So I was thinking about just throwing it and like a couple other VSTs, like Contact and like Omnisphere, those that are like multi-timbral, on a computer, and just use it as like a standalone synthesizer, treat it like a rack synth or something like that. And that Roland is definitely a candidate for that. So yeah, the Roland Galaxias. Cop that joint. Like I say, it's got a 30-day free trial. You can try it out. I guarantee you're not gonna want to get rid of it, because of just the fact that it's an organized way of having all of that rolling stuff. Because all that rolling stuff was dope, but it was all thrown everywhere. Like, you had to make sure you install the ones and all that. But if you got this, it's a streamlined way of using the whole rolling cloud, basically. So yeah, Roland Galaxias, cop that joint.